Barak Yahweh Allah. Shalom, righteous family. Welcome back to TRU-TALK. And hopefully I won't be on here too long. Just something that was put on my heart that I uh wanted just to speak about. Uh, First I'm gonna show this little clip and I'll be right back.
Most people alive today will work until they die.
With high inflation and a suddenly shaky banking system,
things we would like our retirement system to be doing, it is doing.
Retirement is the career professional's promised land. Study hard at school, get a good job, work hard your entire life, live within your means, invest diligently, and you will be rewarded with endless free time in your final years. It's not much to ask for, but to most people alive today, it will only ever be a dream. A Bankrate survey found that 55% of Americans are behind on their retirement savings, and 10% don't even know where their retirement savings stand.
Now let's talk about this because, excuse me, I can show many videos of people on YouTube, people on TikTok complaining about this so-called American dream. Now, they laid it out for you. You know, you go to school, you work, you get a job, you buy your house, your car, you picket fence, as they painted the picture, you have kids, you go on vacations, you're supposed to have work a good job and you can take off on your job and go to vacations every now and then. And by the time I think 65, they say you retire. You ain't got to work no more, and now you just sit back and collect all those taxes that they took out from you working. That's your retirement fund, and every, I guess, month you get a check in the mail, and that's how you survive, and you ain't got to work no more. You can just sit back and wait till the mail come and get money in the mail. And how they paint the picture that, this money that you will get, you won't have to work and you can go on vacation for the rest of your life and take it easy for the rest of your life. But I know a couple people that, fortunately enough, I know enough people, I know some people that has retired and are connecting retirement funds. And they say it's not enough. And they got to go back to work because that little check that they're getting for retirement fund is not enough for them to pay their bills and enjoy themselves and have food and go on vacation, especially during this inflation while things has went up. And we know over the time everything has went up. I also remember seeing a video of this young girl. She was homeless, and this man asked her why was she homeless, and he was like, "Yo, I got a job for you." He was trying to help her. He was like, "Yo, I got a job for you." And this young girl seemed very intelligent. She don't seem like she was on drugs or she had any mental issue when she talked to him. And her explanation was, "I'm not being a slave. I'm not working for nobody." And the way that she's playing it kind of made sense. So while she was doing what she's doing, but when you dissect it and really think about it, it was really foolish. She said, I'm gonna be my own boss. I'm not working for somebody to make them rich. She said it's all slavery. And she's homeless, refused to get a job because she refused to work for anybody to make them rich. And she said she's gonna be her own boss. Well, it takes money to make money. How are you gonna be your own boss if you don't work to be your boss? Sometimes you gotta work 9 to 5s in certain jobs, you don't want to work. And we done heard plenty of stories of people that work jobs that they didn't want to work. It was a means of ends until they was able to get where they needed to be. Not only that, she wanted to be a boss. So she want people to work for her. She don't want to work for nobody else and make them rich. But on her side, she want people to work for her and make her rich. You, that's the golden rule. You treat people how you want to be treated. If you won't do it, then don't expect other people to do it. If you won't work for nobody and make them rich, why would you expect for somebody to work for you and make them rich? Do the others that you will want them to do to you. And she's not the only one that think like that. When you can look, like I say, you can go on TikTok, YouTube, a whole bunch of videos of these young people, even older people, talking about how 9 to 5s and jobs is just a slavery and it's not fulfilling. They hate their job. And you got people breaking it down about, okay, we work this long and this many hours, and by the time we 65 and get our retirement, we're gonna be too old to do anything. We done spent most of our life working, making somebody else rich, making the system rich, and we can't even enjoy our life. We want to be able to go places. We want to be able to see things. We want to be able to enjoy this life. We want to have money and means and that's why YouTube is attracted a lot of people because you can be your own boss and everybody want to be a YouTuber and get a part time because some people say the money is real good on YouTube, and you can be your own boss, do your own time, but nevertheless, you still got to put the work in. Those that really uh are making good on YouTube, that's putting out videos once a day or twice a day, they'll tell you, man, I said I was editing, looking at information, it can get stressful sometimes. So there's no such thing as not laboring for your success. I think people got it twisted where they just want to sit back and this lifestyle that I think the internet helped produce. This fantasy that, hey, they see these people just shopping all day, just vacation all day, and they're like, hey, I want that life. Well, I can just go shopping all day and vacation all day and don't have to work. Well, it's like, well, where are these people getting their money from? To be able to do that, you gotta have money. So these people put up these facades as if all day they just sitting at the coffee shop, having brunch, meeting up with their friends, going gymming, and I used to look at certain reality shows and it'll show them eating brunch and working out and going to this friend house, that friend house. And I noticed, I said, these people never go to work. Where do they get the money for all this activity? That's how I knew it was fake and it was just a facade. That this is just, entertainment. But a lot of the internet models, they got a lot of these women and people, hey, you can be your own boss. And they talk about all these uh TED Talks and uh what they call it. I can't think of the name right now, but these people telling everybody, hey, you ain't got to work for nobody. You can be your own boss. You can make millions. You see all these ads where people come on and they be driving these nice cars and in these big houses and say, hell, I got this. It's an easy way. You can live your life and you ain't got to work hard. All you got to do is do this and do this. And everybody kept trying to sell you a dream. And a lot of people are waking up to realize that dream is not true. Even the dream that America try to sell people that, hey, you just work by 65, you're gonna be still young and good health. And the money you get, you're gonna be able to take care of your whole family, go on vacation. And people realizing that by the age 40, because of the food that we eat in and the lifestyle we live in, We already limping and half sick. So how well you gonna be at the age of 65 to enjoy and live your life? There was another video I seen of this woman. She looked like she was in her maybe late 30s, and she was crying alligator tears. A white lady. She had a nursing suit on, or looked like she worked at a hospital or a nursing home or some type of nursing facility. And she was crying because she hated her life. She said, me and my husband, all we do is work, and we barely are able to see each other, and uh, we only make enough to pay our bills, to eat, to have what we have. And she was like, she would talk about all the things that she wants. She was like, I want a big house. I want some land. She was talking about what she got. She was like, me and my husband, we only got two measly cars. His car and my car. And she was like, we gotta pay the payments on these cars. And she was like, our house, we pay the bill. We got a 3-bedroom house, and it costs, so much. And our both our check put together only pay the bills, and we have enough to eat. And at the end of the day, we may just have 50 to $60 in our pocket. And she like, we can't do nothing with that to enjoy our life. We can't go on vacation, and a lot of people was agreeing with her. They was like, yeah, this life is hard. It ain't like when our uh grandparents were growing up, when everything was cheap and they was able to afford everything. They were like, you work hard for nothing. In the midst of all the conversation and people agreeing with her, there was just one comment, and I think this person was from a foreign country. And I only say that because of the way she worded her comment, or he or she, or whoever it was. They said, man, y'all Americans are so spoiled. She said this lady got two cars. They got a 3-bedroom house. They got lights, water, food. Uh, they're able to pay all their bills. At the end of the day, they may not have $1 million in their pocket, but at least they have some change that they can spend. And she was like, this lady complaining about what? That she want a better car, a better house, that she want to go on vacation. She want to the finer things of life. She want to see, the rest of the world. She don't want to work no more. She hate her job. What she really complaining about? What are y'all Americans really complaining about? And it took me back, and I had to assess the situation and agree with her. These people, this lady wasn't in no regular car. She was in a nice model car, probably was 2017 model, 2018 model, uh, little SUV thing. I don't know what type of car her husband had, but she staying in the 3-bedroom. And basically, what she was complaining about is she wanted more out of life. And don't we all want more? Don't we all, I heard somebody say, everybody want to be rich. Ain't life a bitch? We all would love to stay on a yacht for the weekend and see the seas and have vacations and just be able to spend money without care. But the reality is that's not life. And reality is that's not the Heavenly Father's plan for us. This is not paradise. This is not the rest that He has intended for us. Everybody wants this earth to be their kingdom, their rest place where they can just sit back and enjoy life. And some of them want to live forever. You know, that's why the scriptures speak about the rich man. It's hard to get into heaven because a lot of times this is heaven for him already. For those rich men that don't have to work, and don't get it twisted, some of these rich men that got all this money, they still be stressed out. They still have problems, even though they may not have to work and they go on vacation. They got kids that's hooked on drugs. They got wives that's cheating on them. You know, they still don't have peace. They still don't have that rest. You can be on vacations and don't have to work and still don't have the true rest that the Father intended for you. So what do I mean that this is not biblical, that the Father does not intend for us to just rest in this land and kick our feet up and have it all good? Well, let's go to the scriptures. This is for all the young people that be complaining, especially the young men. Let's see what the Father says. This is Genesis chapter 3, and we're going to read verse down. We're going to start at verse 17. And this is the fall of man. Uh, when they disobeyed the Father, and because they disobedient and listened to the serpent, that they was punished, that mankind was punished. And it says, verse 17, and to Adam, he said, because thou hast hearkened to the voice of thy wife, and hast eaten of the tree of which I commanded thee, saying, thou should not eat of it. Curse is the ground for thy sake. For whose sake? For thy sake. So the Most High said, I'm not going to curse you, man. So that's a up. We got to look at this thing as a, still looking at it as a cup half empty, look at it as a cup half full. He could have cursed us. He cursed the servant, the serpent. He cursed the woman with birth pains and for her to be a servant to her husband. But he did not really curse the man. He cursed the ground for our sake. And he did that for a reason. And he said, in sorrow should I eat of it all the days of thy life. Verse 18, thorns also and thistles should it bring forth to thee, and thou should eat the herbs of the fields. A lot of us don't eat herbs of the field. We just eat bacon, the unforbidden meat, and we just eat a whole bunch of meat and snacks and junk and wonder why we so sick and fat and unhealthy. 19, when he told us the herbs of the fields to make us healthy and strong and to keep us well. Verse 19, in the sweat of thy face should I eat the bread, till thou return to the dust, till thou return to the ground, for out of which thou art taken, for dust thou art, and unto dust should thou return. So basically, the Most High told the man that he's going to work hard all the days of his life, that he's going to till the ground, he's going to eat food, bread, by the sweat of his brow. This was the curse. He said, curse be the ground for thy sake. No curse feel good. So of course, many men will, there ain't a man on earth that I think don't want to kick his feet up and just chill and collect money without working. But that's not how it works. That's not the system that the Father set up for us. And yes, America, this world can try to curb what the Most High did, try to give the women's birth pains and instead of them having a baby natural, cut the baby out of them. And the crazy part, it still don't help. My sister, her first baby, she had a C-section. She was sore for weeks, couldn't hardly walk, and had to heal up and get those staples out of her. So a lot of things we do, they try to give a whole bunch of pain medicine and pills, and they figure out that that wasn't good for the baby, that will cause them a lot of birth problems, problems with the baby health. So we do all these things to try to overstep and sidestep the Father judgment and his decree. And it only end up worse for us. Men's, I seen my uncle. My uncle, he worked there all his life and he's still working. I'm not sure how old my uncle is, but he's the older uncle, so he's up there. He's the oldest sibling, or one of the oldest sibling, brother. And one day he came from work and he got out of his car and it looked like, man, the way this man was walking, he was bent over. Every step, I felt pain. It just looked like he was hurting every step. And when I looked in his car, there was nothing but it wasn't Tyvil, it wasn't Tylenol. I think it was Advil. It was some uh painkiller that you can get over the counter. It's the stronger kind, but you can get it over the counter. He just had on the floor just empty bottles of those pain pills that he got over the counter from the store. Uh, because he be hurting and they won't give him no pain medicine. So he go, that's how he ease his pain. And he got out from work and he's limping and just walking. And I was like, oh, you know, how long are you gonna work? How much, like, and it's about time to retire, like seem like you killing yourself, can you even work? And my uncle kind of looked at me like a deer would look at somebody in the head, like, with that stale face, like, huh? It was like, I gotta work. I got a family to take care of. Now he took care of all my cousins. He got two daughters and a son. And by this time, all of them kind of grown out the house. It's just him and his wife, but he's still working. And his response was, I got a family to take care of. This is what I do. I work. I'm not gonna start working. What if I stop working? Who's gonna pay the bills? It was like, it was like nonchalance. It was like it was like, why would you ask that? It was like, that's a crazy question. Well, today people would be like, yeah, that's why am I working? Oh, I'm gonna quit the job. So it's like, no, this is what I do. I'm a man. I'm supposed to work. And he's like, I'm going to work until I can't work no more. And that's what I believe the men's understood in the 60s and 50s and 30s when we was finally free. All the men's know that they had to work and take care of their family. They wasn't worried about vacationing the world and seeing the world and having the finer things of life. They were about, can I feed my family and give them a roof over their head? And I do that, I'm doing my job. A lot of men these days, they want to live out, how you say, They want the big house. They want to get their wife the big house and the upstairs and downstairs and the nice car, and everybody want this fantasy. And it's never good enough, and they're working to have this reality that's is not real. And they end up like that young girl on the street homeless, talking about she's not gonna work for nobody. It's slavery. She's not gonna make nobody else rich and work herself to death and while she's homeless, but she wanna be a boss and she want people to work for her. So I just came just to try to give some perspective to all the young people that feel like, hey, I don't want to work all my life. I don't want to work all my life and not have the nice things of this world, the nice cars, the nice house. You know, I want a shortcut. I want to hit the lotto. I want to be a football player, basketball player. I want to do all the things where I can have the luxury of life. All that is an illusion. You know, half of these football players, when you dive into their life, half of them be broke, well, even more than half of them. Within 5 years after their career, they be broke. And because it's not meant for the body to play basketball every day, every week, to run up and down the court to push themselves, or it's not meant for the body to run and collide and tackle each other every day of the week or every other day of the week for hours. These people are harming their body. That's why in basketball and football, you hear a lot about energy, injuries, where they springing their ankle, pulling pulling something, breaking something, and they got to be out for half of the season or for 3 weeks until they heal up because they doing what to the body that's unnatural. And a lot of them, once they retire, they be in pain, they be limping. Look at some of your favorite basketball players, how they walk. They walk like they in pain, like they hurt. They already hurt. And then when they retire, a lot of them get hooked on pain pill and money go real fast. They either the one that they everybody tell them to get accounted or somebody look after their money, and those be the main people stealing their money. So many cases of these people getting their money stole by people they trust. They're supposed to be looking out for their money, and these people never get locked up or caught or anything. So 5 years after their job, they be sore hurt, in pain, and broke. But they'll make it look like this is the life, and they getting paid so much. So people want to do this, and there's no way around it. That you're gonna have to be smart with your money. You're gonna have to understand this life is not the life that the Father intended for us to have. That as long as you walk with Him, He will give you that peace and that sense of rest that we're supposed to have. But until we make it to the kingdom, that's when we're gonna get our mansions. Christ already said He prepared a place for us, and His Father's house are many mansions. That's your reward. This is our work. While we here, we work. As Christ said, our Messiah, while it's daytime, we must do the work. Nighttime come where no man can work. While you alive, while the Father got you here, do the work. Not just physical work to take care of your family, but the spiritual work to better yourself, to be a light in this dark world. to overcome this world and not be so materialistic, to not care about the new Benz and the house on the hill. As long as you feeding your family, there's a roof over y'all head, and be happy that y'all got life. Be happy that the finest things in life are free. If we can realize that, you and your wife and your kids can go and have a picnic that's free, get a couple of sandwiches out the house, a couple of fruits, go to a grassy place with the dog and let them run around and play on a beautiful day, man, priceless. Giggling and having fun with family. You don't need to be on a boat or go across the world and have all these fancy things that people make like you gotta have to be happy. But yeah, so understand that curse is the ground for our sake. And we're gonna work all the days of our life in sorrow. You may not like your job. Now, the ideal thing is to get a job that you love. That would be beautiful. But you might not like your job. But guess what? It's how you approach everything. Change your mindset and come in that job to be a light. But nevertheless, I just want to bring this forth, man, because there's a lot of young people and a lot of people complaining about working and act like they don't want to work and it's slavery, and it's like, what else you supposed to do? And it's like, wait a minute, this ain't biblical. The man is supposed to work. And no, it ain't says nowhere when he's 65, he can kick his feet up and have a vacation. That's the lie that the America so-called dream sold you, the American dream. Like I said, by 40, most of us, because we're not eating right, are so sick and hurt already. How you gonna make it to 65 and be healthy? But nevertheless, it wasn't meant for us to kick our feet up in vacation, as the devil say, do as thy will. No, it was meant for us to be fruitful, to be a light, to endure. The scripture says, who endure to the end. And man, you supposed to work. And yeah, the sweat of your brow and sorrow you should eat bread all the days of thy life, not some of the days of thy life. So once we understand how life works and accept it and understand, like they said, if you know where you've been, you know where you at, and you know where you heading, you don't have to worry about too many surprises of getting lost. A lot of these young people don't know the scriptures. They don't believe in the scripture. They don't believe uh, in the commandments. They don't believe in the curses. But it's like somebody that don't believe in gravity jumping off the building. It don't matter if you think you can float. It don't matter if you don't believe in gravity or the dense and weight and matter. When you jump off that building, it's going to manifest the truth of reality every time. And if you think you ain't got to work all the days of your life and you're going to be homeless on the street, you're going to be stressed out, you're going to be at home with your mama playing video games, talking about you don't want to be nobody else's slave. Now, there's many jobs that people get. I heard some people got jobs at playing video games and they make good money at it. So it's the Father may favor you where you can find a job that you love and get paid good money at. But seek the Father for that. And nevertheless, remember that curse It's the ground for our sake. That we working hard all the days of our life for our sake, for our benefit, for our purpose. Till next time, and remember, let Yah be true and every man be a lie. Till next time, Shalom.